All right, and good morning, good afternoon, and depending on where you are, it could be good evening. My name is Oliver Blue, and I am your temporary guide, but I am your permanent self. We are one. We are one love, one life. We are of the one source, the one being. We are joined. Well, I wouldn't even say joined. If there's only one of us, there's nothing to join. We merely are the truth that is true always. And welcome to this session of A Course in Miracles. And today we're going to review workbook lessons 133 and 134. And this is actually lesson number 147. We're still in our review period where we are learning how truth can be applied. And our aim in these reviews is what the course called readiness, preparedness. Where there's no readiness, opportunities just pass us by. Where we're not prepared, reality just is not recognized. So it's in our application, it is in our preparedness, our readiness, that we embrace each moment. It is in that preparedness and that readiness that we become this. We don't become, but we express the wonder that we are, the innocence that we are. We express the reality that we are. We express our eternal self. And we get to experience, embody. We get to embody our reality. We get to embody the purity, the holiness, the completeness, the purity that we are. We get to embody the joy, the love, the happiness. We get to embody heaven here on earth. And so we thank you for being here with us today. As we continue in reviewing these recent lessons, we still holding to the central theme that unifies each one of these lessons. And that theme is, my mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with reality, with that which is real, with that which is lovely. And this is a fact. This is a matter of fact. Because the I that we are speaking of here is the timeless and the formless self that can only hold what I think with God, because that I is the thoughts, all the thoughts of God. And that I holds only the thoughts of God. So we're talking about your true self here, which is the same self that God is. It's not a different self or separate self, but it's the same self, the one self, the one being, the one reality that exists. We call it awareness. We call it consciousness. That we are awareness and we are consciousness itself. Can you identify where that is? Can you put an age on it? Does it come? Does it go? Is it impacted by any content of our experience? It is the one thing that remains constant. It is the one thing that is unaltered and unchanged. But it is the one thing that is absolutely necessary for any other thing, for any other expression to be given any credence, any energy, any life. It comes out of the one thing. We call it reality. We call it the I am. And that is what we are. And that's what we're learning. And so as we go through today's review, we hold this fact as what? Self-evident. And it represents the truth of what and who we are. It represents the truth of what and who our Creator is. Not something separate from us, but our very same self. This one thought establishes us as co-creators, and it guarantees our salvation. This one thought. And if there could ever be a fence built or a veil erected to cover this up or to put distance between our reality and that unreality, it would be a lack of us forgiving. It would be a lack of forgiving that could only veil that. And so we call that self-deception. We call it self-deception. But today is not the day of self-deception. Today is the day of complete acceptance of this reality, that our mind holds only what we think with God. And so we're going to begin today's meditation by holding this one thought and being fully engaged with this one thought, and remove all the rest. My mind holds only what I think with God. So for the next 5 minutes, let's just commune with that thought and share it. We share that thought with all humanity. My mind holds only. That means that there is no options. There are no alternatives. The thoughts that I think with God. My mind holds only what I think, or the thoughts that I think with God. Let's think about that. As we think, so is our experience in the moment. And in this moment, we choose to think with God. God represents loveliness. God is a representation of purity, wholeness or holiness, oneness. Mm. God represents infinity. And so all the infinite wisdom that exists with us. All the comfort that we desire exists with us. All the peace, all the joy, all the happiness. We think these thoughts with God. Hmm. So our first thought for today, our first review lesson is taken from Workbook Lesson 133. And the idea is I will not value what is valueless. I will not place value on what is valueless. And secondly, from Workbook Lesson 134, let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me experience forgiveness as it really, truly is. Allow each of these words to shine with the meaning that God has given them. Allow each one of these ideas to be a gift to you today. I will not value what is valueless. That is very profound. That's how we apply the truth, by not valuing what is valueless. Only that which is eternal is of value. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Forgiveness is not a pardon of the truth. but it's a release of what has not occurred. So, each hour of today, we're going to be reminded of the central thought. And that is, my mind holds only what I think with God. And then we'll follow up by repeating the two ideas for today. I will not value what is valueless. And let me perceive forgiveness as it is. So that is our review lesson for today from Workbook Lesson 147. As you go through your day, be reminded in each hour of the central thought. And in each hour, we want to repeat each idea. And allow the Father of Light to give meaning to these ideas. Let the meaning shine in our hearts. For God has given these ideas meaning. And we are open and we welcome them. We welcome the understanding. And in closing, your mind holds only what you think with God. And you will not value what is valueless. And you will perceive forgiveness as it really is. This is our prayer today. This is our declaration today. And so it is. And thank you so much for being and joining with me today in this session. These review lessons, along with all of the 365 lessons out of a workbook and Course in Miracles, are being presented and brought to you by Truly Foundation, a nonprofit organization that is sold completely out and fully dedicated to the sharing of advanced spirituality, fully dedicated to be a landing place for those who seek to continue to expand their consciousness and awareness, which is endless. Have a great day. Bye-bye.